Ready, set, go.
Yeah, whole team on a loose. Kick it up like Kung Fu. Untamed, yeah, cool. Running plays like who knew. Hella fast when I slide through. You would've thought we was in a zoo. Engine roar like a lion do. Yeah, devil, I'm a damn fool. Switching lanes, hanging out the roof. Tires screech when I bend the corner. All you see is a big poof. Then I'm leaving my initials. Street marks, I'm official. Taking off like a missile. You can hear the wind whistle.
Yeah, I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Hey, yeah, I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Ready, set, go. 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 Ready, set, go. 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 Yeah, ready, set, go.
Get into it like pronto, get hit with a combo. Do it large, real jumbo, so dirty like gumbo. Big money in a two-seater, hair blowing, you see her. I got her, you need her. Never would I wanna be her. And I've been grinding all of my life. Now look at my sights, mile high, I'm fly. Ride till I die. Look how I arrive, like the president inside. See the look in their eyes.
I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Yeah, I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Ready, set, go.
Ready, set, go, let's go. Go, on your mark, go. Yeah,
ready, set, go.
ready, set, go. On your mark, go, let's go.
Go. Yeah, ready, set, go.
Yeah, and you know I like big coupes. Two-seater with the missing roof. Run a meter to a can't boot. I'm the best, got them all mute. Break the bank, talking big loot. Business talk, making big moves. Full tank, no I can't lose. Left them in the dust confused. All I ever did was break rules. Full throttle, I don't like cruise. Guess I got a couple screws loose. Son devil, I'm a damn fool. Ain't no telling what I might do. Taking off like a missile. Street marks, I'm official.
Yeah, I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Hey, yeah, I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Ready, set, go.
Ready, set, go, let's go. Go, on your mark, go. Yeah,
Ready, set, go.
ready, set, go. On your mark, go, let's go. Go, let's go.
Ready, set, go. 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 Ready, set, go. 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 Yeah, ready, set, go. Go. Yeah, ready, set, go.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ward Radio live stream. I am your host, Cardin Ellis, and today is a big day. I am joined in the studio by none other than Sage Adams from Return with Sage, as well as by G Wowls, Gwyneth White, also known as Gwowls, G Wowls, however you want to pronounce it, on Instagram, as well as via Zoom by the OG3, the Midnight Mormons themselves, the original cast of Ward Radio, none other than Brad Whitbeck and Kwaku L. And I feel like we got some original Midnight Mormons Ward Radio vibes back here with a conspiracy theory that has turned out to be one of the ultimate truths of modern Western history, none other than Jeffrey Epstein and his list getting released. And the question is, are there any Mormons on it? And I got to tell you, it's not necessarily a bad day for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but it's not looking good for some ex-Mormon anti-Mormons. It's not a good day for those that hate Jesus and the church. That's all I can say. So,
what a way to spin that.
and Mormon blood in the Epstein Files. Wow. So Kwaku, just start us off, bro. Just start us off. What's going on?
So I, as people may know, I have been obsessed with this Jeffrey Epstein thing since 2018. Brad, I was talking to you about this like right after Divine Comedy, right?
Yeah, man.
So I have been on this forever. And so everything gets out. And I'm like, you know what? We got to see how this affects Utah. And I had a guess. My guess was, look, we got a lot of billionaires in Utah. There's got to be one that's a little bit sketchy. You know, maybe it's a Huntsman. You know, maybe it's a Marriott. I don't know. It's got to be some famous last name. No. But we did find that Jeffrey Epstein was sending checks to Rexburg, to BYU Idaho in 2011, which it's like, who needed their tuition at BYU Idaho paid by Jeffrey Epstein?
When you say to BYU Idaho, you mean to a student at BYU Idaho or like to the institution? What?
The email sound like he was sending checks to BYU Idaho for tuition. Okay, so some person in Rexburg, eating at Righteous Slice and hanging out at the Cove, was also just casually texting, the pedophile pyramid scheme champion of the world.
Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I put this on. I'm going to make sure I put this on the screen. So this is the second image that you put in the Discord, right? If I'm not mistaken. And here's what it says, literally. So it's JE Excavation or whatever that, whoever they're messaging. Here it is. I'm putting it on the screen so we got the receipts. So, hello, Jeffrey Epstein blank has sent you this email to make it easier for you to provide assistance with the payment of expenses at BYU Idaho. Please understand that you're under no obligation to make any payments you do not wish to make. Message from blank. Hello, this is blank. My Aunt Carol said you sent a check to BYU Idaho and it was sent back. Wait, so Jeffrey Epstein's checks to help a student out at BYU Idaho bounced?
Or someone in the know in like the registrar's office saw it, was like, no, we're not gonna.
Yeah.
We're just gonna send this.
We're gonna
send this one right.
Okay,
back.
it says my aunt. Okay. I did a little research and figured out that you can either send an e-check directly to school that will be deposited to my student account through the link provided, or you can send a paper check to the cashier's office at Kemble 130 Rexburg, Idaho. If you mail it and make it back with my name blank and my ID number, thank you so much. If you would like to make a payment to this individual, dude, I bet you Jeffrey Epstein probably was at some meeting with some guy and his whole facade of being some financier or benefactor was actually called out and said, okay, I have a son that's going to BYU Idaho. If you want to help out with expenses, do that. And he probably didn't want to actually pay for like legitimate help. He's like, no, I want the kids, man. Screw that. I want the kids.
Just give him a fake
So-
check. Oh my gosh.
He's like, I'm not getting any traction luring Mormon elders onto my island and they don't have anything to offer me.
Or Mormon sisters into my basement.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. G. Wells was you're a returned missionary. Was it freaky watching Heretic?
I loved Heretic. I was a big fan. It was fun to see myself as the star of a movie, I felt represented. I loved it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a review on my channel.
It's funny. Sometimes I can't tell when she's serious. Like,
Me neither.
you dating, it must be so hard to date you because you'll walk around and be like, yeah, I loved it. I just had the greatest time of my life. I can't think of anything better that I did that day. It was so amazing. And you like absolutely hated it. And he's just sitting there like, if I were dating you and I were to propose to you, I would almost wonder when you said yes if somebody wasn't in the bushes, like taking a video.
It was probably me.
Just
I'd be in the bushes taking a video. I
You know?
didn't watch you all this.
I would like ask a
gosh.
second or a third time to make sure that you were like actually, not just trolling me. That's how good your deadpan is. All right.
I mean, even my ex-boyfriend couldn't always tell when I was joking.
Dude, that's
He knew me really
brutal.
well, and he still couldn't always tell.
So the rest of the email says the following. Okay, here it is so everybody can see. If you would like to make a payment on this individual's BYU Idaho account, please click the link below to enter the amounts you wish to pay and payment information. They can maybe be made by e-check. You can add money to this individual's iCard, and then it's just a bunch of other legal gobbledygook. In 2011, so at 3/28/2011, so this was 14 years ago.
Yeah. So, and that's in 2011, it hadn't blown up.
Yeah.
Right. This wasn't mainstream news. This was still on. This is still back when Alex Jones was like screaming in his microphone. This was not like a thing. So I'm like, okay, that's really weird. Not the weirdest thing though. The thing right after that, which is weird.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't even begin to describe what I was reading, but basically there's some woman who has like a 3-person name. Like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It's like a 3-person named woman who
I can think of
I
somebody
guess is
with
making
an
a joke.
8-person name.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah,
So it's like she's like talking about how Jeffrey just wanted a pint of Mormon blood every week.
Every week?
What?
Now look, if it was once a year, I would still think that's weird.
Yeah.
But I think every week it's like, what?
At that point, it's just excessive, right?
And by the way, it's like, what do you think happened if one day he was like, "Is this Jehovah's Witness blood?" You know what I'm saying?
How do you tell? How do you tell?
We'll read it out. Brad, can you read it out? It's in the Discord. I think it's the one that says, "Still I wanted more from Jeffrey," as often he
here.
was.
Oh man, do I really have to read this?
Yeah, you got the best voice for it. You got the best voice for it, bro. Put it up.
Okay. Still, I wanted more from Jeffrey, especially for him to like the stream. What? Oh, like the stream. Yeah, like the stream, everybody. So, I wanted more from Jeffrey, and he was often distant and dismissive of me and my feminine charms. What? What weird fan fiction is? Never mind. One night, as the sun set over Little St. James Island, I stood in the room where Jeffrey had just received a therapeutic massage from one of my daughter's friends. Do I have to read this?
Come on, go for it, bro. Go for it.
Ugh.
I'll do the next paragraph. I'll do the next paragraph. At first, Jeffrey was furious.
That's worse.
But I know,
That's
I just-
so much worse.
But I pointed out that by staggering daughters every 8 years, he would always, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Have
Dude,
a
it's
ripe supply. Okay, at his disposal.
Astonishingly bad. Like we need a.
He bought
we
me
straight
a
up
house.
need a content warning for anyone
Yeah.
watching
Oh
this
stop
stream.
warning.
Okay, so hold on.
Ah.
He bought me he bought me a house blank. Got my oldest daughter into blank, which would insinuate that it was a school, by donating $50,000 to their gender studies program, and paid for my youngest daughter to attend blank, and it's a really long name, so I assume that it's some kind of, preparatory school or whatever. And all she had to do was send him a pint of Mormon blood every week. So is this getting back to that whole like Brian Johnson ingesting his son's blood to don't die thing?
No,
You remember
no.
the jaundice
Brian Johnson
skinwalker?
comes up later.
Jaundice
Brian
skinwalker.
Johnson comes up later.
Okay, but do you remember
Hey,
when
hey,
Brian
Carden,
Johnson was
Carden.
doing that? What?
Carden, I would hesitate to make fun of someone who you now think might be supplying blood to Jeffrey Epstein.
You got-
I feel like you should not. Maybe if you think he was doing that, don't make the joke about him doing it. You know,
Dude.
the,
Oh, no,
the
I feel you.
billionaire guy who wants to live forever. I'm not going to be on his bad side.
Yeah. he might come at you in your 60s, bro. When he's like 130, he comes at you in his
He
60s.
made a whole campaign ripping on Crumble. How do you hate cookies? Like,
Yeah.
this is a man who hates cookies.
Okay.
You think I'm going to go after a guy who hates cookies?
In his
Of course
defense,
not.
Crumble's gross.
Okay.
I'm not a
okay,
Crumble
I have a
fan
question.
either.
What? Oh,
Crumble's
Crumble is-
gross.
I will give it to you that Chip is better.
Yes,
Chip
that I
definitely
agree.
more quality.
I agree.
But Crumble, look, I had that moonbeam ice cream.
Ew,
little
ew,
Benson- I
ew,
love. It was good. Are we
no.
pretending it's not good?
No, that's just
I know-
idea. That's disgusting.
I walked right into Crumble and did a backflip, and then I started twirling my mustache. And you know what? I had the cookie and I had the full experience, and I
Hey,
loved it.
Kwaku, speaking of going into Crumble and doing a backflip, have you ever been banned from In-N-Out? Or any restaurants
No.
in Provo? Because we actually
I
have
know.
we have a mutual friend that used to watch Midnight Mormons on our show before he left on his mission, and then Ward Radio while he was on his mission, named Brandon DeLuna.
Right.
He's the guy that you see on Instagram and is the subject of your shirt, Sage.
End period.
End period
Oh.
Krantz.
End
I'm
period
6'5".
Krantz.
I know Brandon. He was one of the MCs for our 4th of July event last year. So I know. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
Did
so
he get banned from In-N-Out?
Yeah,
Dude,
banned from
he-
In-N-Out for buying milkshakes. It was so stupid. He
for
tried to
passing
buy-
out, he went into In-N-Out and apparently did a backflip or something, and was filming it.
He bought a milkshake for everyone in the In-N-Out.
Because he hit steak. He said, if this steak lands on Rainbow, I'm going to buy everyone in here a milkshake. And it landed, and he got the $500, and so everyone in there got a milkshake. He ended up buying 150, maybe more milkshakes, and he's banned from there now.
Well, he tried, and they were like, "We're not selling you any more milkshakes. We can't make any more."
And then they ended up making them, which is...
and then he's banned from the flyer thing. Is why he's banned from the BYU library.
He's banned from the BYU library, bro.
And so he has an honor code violation, so he can't go to school there.
Not until December.
He's banned from BYU.
December.
For passing out flyers for a quarter zip party, bro.
So
wait, that's crazy because I did way worse, and I only got suspended a semester. So
wait, what did you do?
Well, I apparently was a super spreader for COVID parties, and I also appointed people to BYU Democrats. Ended up accidentally starting the Honor Code protest that led to the protest at the Salt Lake Temple the day before Moroni dropped his trumpet and the world shut down. So. I can buy as many milkshakes as I want.
That's what really matters.
He's not banned from buying milkshakes, so everything is fine. The world is fine.
Kwaku has zero consequences for his actions.
We shockingly gotten away with a lot.
We still need to do the expose on how horribly you were treated in those years, man.
Yeah, dude, that was nuts.
I've thought about that. I'm like, this is crazy that it's never gone out in the show, but
yeah. No,
but anyway, enough about me. We got to talk about Jeffrey Epstein.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I looked in. Weirdly enough, so Kwaku, I hadn't seen that full cut of the screenshot that you just shared. I had seen a shorter bit of it with the Mormon blood thing referenced, and I was looking into that a little bit. Do you guys know anything about the origin of that one? Because what I saw was that one. Or what I was reading was that one came out like in 2022, so after Epstein was dead. Like so this was like maybe a weird person writing this thing as like something to get attention, you know, where this is part of the Epstein Files that are maybe stuff being thrown around by people who are fascinated by it, maybe some of the psychos who are fascinated by this and throwing out stuff that who knows how much of this is real and how much of it is just gobbledygook, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys know anything about? Do you know anything more about the origins, Kwaku? Or because all I had found is that this was like post everything going on with Epstein's death.
I mean, I only know as much as like what the keywords are on the Department of Justice. So what I've seen is what you guys have seen. Okay. I've seen a bunch of people's takes on it, but I mean, it's all.
We know it was loaded with commercial pornography, so obviously, who knows? This might be somebody's strange fan fiction that they mailed him saying, this is a fertility ritual I'd love to engage in with a man who runs a strange island, and they wrote 50 Shades of Grey Part 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, it totally could be that. You know, you never know. But it's good to know that we're in the smut zeitgeist as providing Mormon blood for, you know, like, could we get royalties? Like, is Chuck Tingle gonna get a 3,000?
It's
like a Wattpad fanfic.
No, it's so gross. Oh, it is like a Wattpad fanfic.
Well, listen to this. It's hilarious. It continues, all right? And there's some kind of freaky stuff here, you know, where I think it's funny that there's $50,000 for somebody to hopefully help with their gender studies program. It is so ironic to me that somebody is literally offering up daughters to Jeffrey Epstein to pay for gender studies and equality. Like, I just
think
a little ironic.
That is pretty ironic.
I think that is so insane. Okay, your own children, you are offering them up to a pedophile to fund your stupid science experiment.
Dude, I mean, look, hey, Moloch demands sacrifice, and feminists are dedicated, man. Feminists are dedicated. So anyway, it says, thank you, Jeffrey. You helped so many people and gave me the Italian marble tiles in my kitchen, steam shower, and a ranch of my own. Continue the great work. Also, a quick thank you to Ghislaine. By the way, I haven't said anything to the feds yet and won't as long as those USPS money orders keep arriving from Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. Stop by blank for your free session of dynamic sexuality. I heard about that dynamic sexuality in the Godmakers video, in Free Band Cartoon. Isn't that what they're talking about? Endless celestial sex? Wasn't that? Or am I just conflating the two here?
I think you're conflating the two, definitely.
Man. But that was the weirdest part about this. So the woman who's attached to this one was apparently involved in like a running club, like a multi-faith running club that was consistently having I'm not sure what I can say on YouTube, Orgies. Right?
Okay.
So
Ogres were coming over.
Yes,
It was like a furry
yes.
party. Ogres, yes.
you could call it that. So you just wonder, like, whenever one thing is answered, 5 other doors of weirdness are opened, right? And you're like, why are there multi-faith running clubs doing science experiments with Jeffrey Epstein and then getting bankrolled by Brooklyn prisons in the middle of Colorado? You're like, what you can't even begin to fathom what these people are up to, right?
That's why, to me, this one feels like, okay, this one's psycho. Like, this is just somebody who, like, because it's coming in after everything came out with Epstein, right? But at the same time, we've got stuff in the Book of Mormon that warns us about secret combinations in the last days, right? And
yes,
so, like,
this is not a secret combination. This is not a secret combination, because not even the Gadian robbers would be on an email going, "Hey, thanks for all the Gadian robbers." That's the crazy part. Like, they're like villains in a cartoon movie where they're like, "Well, we stole the gold, and then I ran to Siberia, and then I live." It's like they're admitting all the crazy stuff they do in email.
Which is part of why I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, also for us.
Also,
remember.
Oh no,
sorry,
you're good. Quaker, you can finish. You're good.
No, I'm sorry. I'll make it fast. I think it's also kind of like how these people don't always know how technology is going to advance, and so this is like early 2000s email.
These were people using Blackberries, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And they couldn't even fathom what's going on. And I think it's just like the most, if the most evil people in the world were also like aloof boomers, and they were just like Blackberry emailing each other, "Oh, I can't wait to drink this Mormon blood. See you at the next one." Like, oh, okay.
Can I get the recipe?
Yes.
So I actually looked up the definition of dynamic sexuality because I was like, what is this? And basically what it says...
Oh, put that in the Discord.
Yeah, you're good. There's some things I'm not going to say because those are some naughty words that are popping up on my phone. But it's basically pursuer, withdrawer, power roles, and communication patterns, and personal histories, emotional needs. So, like, it helps with all of that. To shape intimate experiences, often revealing deeper needs or connection or security.
Oh, I thought it was like page 17 of that Kama Sutra book Brittany got at her bachelorette party from the Relief Society. From the Relief Society. Actually, this is funny. This is family lore.
California's a little different.
No, bro. This is the funniest thing. This is one of the funniest things that ever happened in our marriage. All right. And I can say it now because me and Brittany have been married for 15 years. But when I was dating Brittany, her grandparents and her parents, very conservative and devout members of the church. Her grandpa was a mission president in Pakistan and Shanghai in one of those Easter missions. He was a temple president, 6'5", dignified ex-executive that made his money in American capitalism and then served for like a decade straight in the church. And she was beloved daughter. What is my beloved granddaughter doing with this loudmouth, crazy 6'5" tall, goofy comedian guy? Like, so they were kind of like wondering what's going on with me, and they invite me over to their family dinner, and I have dinner at the mission president, temple president's house because they have housing next to the temple in Los Angeles. A nice home. I go in there, and they come out with nice glasses that they had bought in Pakistan that was hand-blown glass from an artisan in the street there. And then they said, also, when we were in India, that's when they had a gong. They straight up had a gong from China. You know those Chinese gongs? Like when somebody walks in, it goes boosh through the whole house and stuff. So their house is loaded with some cool just like artifacts and trinkets from all the places they've served, right? Well, because they had a nice coffee table, they didn't want those glasses ruining the wood, so they gave me coasters. Well, the coasters were from India, and I looked closer, and the illustrations on the coaster that Brittany's lovely grandma came in with, like the most spiritual and kind Relief Society woman you ever saw in your life, they were Kama Sutra coasters, bro. They were like, that's what the illustrations were. They were Kama Sutra coasters. And so I'm sitting there and I'm drinking out of my glass, and then I look at it as I'm about to put it on, I go like, and then like The aunt goes like, what? And looks down, and all of the adults in the room look down at these coasters and realize what they're holding. And I'm like, oh man. And they know exactly where I'm going with this. I'm about to make a joke. And there's like 8 adults just like, they look around, they're like, no, just don't do it. Stop it. Stop. So to this day, the fact that I didn't just like absolutely... Like, I think I still have pictures in my oldest iPhone of the Kama Sutra coasters from Pakistan, or not from Pakistan, from northern India, in this lovely temple president's house. And she had no idea. I was like, where'd you get these coasters? She's like, oh, it was from the nicest little store in India. And it's like, oh man, I think you got your
Pardon,
money's worth.
I am so proud of you for keeping your mouth shut. I will say that.
That doesn't happen very often.
Retroactively proud of you, Cardin.
There's something. This is also what fascinates me about Hinduism, and that with Hinduism you can have on one hand someone talking about like the all consciousness of Brahman personified in the character of Krishna, who helps us alleviate the false self into the true reality to be one with God, and then the next sentence being like, you ever bang doing downward dog? And it's like, oh, that's really crazy how you guys can jump from that.
We rounded that corner real quickly.
Yeah, it's like they've got like how to awaken your mind, and then like sex. All of the sex you could possibly ever have is in this book. It's like it's the most interesting religion in the world.
Hey, you know how the oldest written language is Sanskrit?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be hilarious? Because we know the oldest copy of the New Testament we have, I think, is called P52. It's Parchment 52, which is a couple of partial verses from the book of Mark. Then we have a book of John. All of these date back to like the 1st century. I think the oldest copy of the Quran that we have is within 100 years of Muhammad, probably an 8th century copy, if archaeologically I'm not mistaken. But it's always interesting whenever they start finding the oldest version of things. What if we like somehow in some archaeological discovery in like Bangladesh or something, we just uncover a tomb with like the oldest written copy of Sanskrit and the oldest book in the world, and it ends up being a Kama Sutra book? I would die laughing. I would absolutely.
We have some super chats that we could get to.
Let's get to super chats. Here, you read them, Brad. You're the keeper of the chats this time.
Okay, so GR Orc says, or G Rourke says, there's some great diving around that island. What? Really?
Maybe. I mean, it isn't.
What are you diving after, kids? What do you think there's some great diving around the island?
Just people's reputations that have just been thrown overboard. Dude, there might be bodies, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
No. Oh, gosh.
No, like think about it. Think how many like heads of state might have been like either blackmailed or murdered there.
Oh no, 100%.
Like crazy.
No, there are.
Dude.
Oh,
that got dark fast.
Believe it. Yeah.
Jeez, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, next, keep on.
Next up, Jonah Barnes. Oh boy, how soon before Alyssa Grenfell starts selling pints of Mormon blood in her online store? Jonah. No.
Alyssa Grenfell mentioned, yeah.
She's
should
not
start
going to be selling blood. What the heck?
No, she's
Pardon,
going to make a
you've
video.
gotta
She'll
sell
make a video that
Mormon
literally
blood.
says, she says that like backflips are a Mormon mating ritual. You know, within the month, Alyssa Grenfell is going to say, so in the Epstein Files, Mormon blood was mentioned. And I have to tell you, Mormons do jar their own blood. They're big into canning. And they're also big into home preserves. And like, she's going to find whatever way she has to make Mormon blood some kind of psycho
She's gonna be
doctrinal
like
thing.
they drain their own children and sell it. Like all Mormons do this, like some kind of creepy, nasty, dark something, just to like get a rise of people, and they'll be like, "Yeah, no."
I mean, she was the woman that went up. She was the woman that went up to a dead cancer toddler's or 10-year-old's funeral, and said that like TikTok dancing was part of Mormon doctrine at funerals because you're not allowed to grieve. When in reality, it was
really?
Just,
Yeah.
Alyssa Grenfell just did it. She did a
so
video
sad.
2 weeks ago where there was a family doing a TikTok dance because their 10-year-old loved one had just passed away, unfortunately, due to a long and protracted battle with cancer. And and they do the kid's favorite TikTok dance.
It was
like
a dance she choreographed. The kid choreographed the dance.
Yeah, the kid choreographed the dance,
dude.
and the family does it. And she made a whole video saying that Mormon funerals are weird and full of dancing because you're not allowed to cry at funerals because Mormon doctrine is that you're weak and you don't believe in an afterlife if you cry. She's making fun of a dead cancer toddler's funeral. Like,
Dude.
it's so banal, just vulgar, cruel, nasty, inhumane. Like, it was one of the sickest things I've ever seen on the internet. Besides, like, New Name Noah, literally. Do you remember when you went on RFM, Kwaku, and you said, like, I think it's probably a safe bet to say hiring porn stars to make sex videos in sacred religious spaces is probably just like off the table in a civilized society. And it's like, well, you say you act like there's something wrong with it, Kwaku. And it's like,
Because there is.
yes, safe bet.
Yeah, and even if he
Nothing
was
wrong
trying
with
to
it.
make that a joke,
Yeah, dude.
dude.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that about the Alyssa Grenfell thing. That's weird. That's
It's
very,
bad, dude. It's bad.
She's crazy.
That's rough.
But
We
Yeah,
have
next
one more
super
super chat.
Hit
We
it.
got from username Pho, and then their next one is QYU. Shout out to Shad starting his LDS channel, The Latter Day Night. Can't wait for more Ward Radio collabs with Shad. Dude, we totally need to get him back on.
Oh, he's coming on Monday night. Or no,
Oh,
it's not-
sick.
no, Monday night. I think we had to postpone to Wednesday night. But
Awesome.
yeah, you guys are invited to that as well.
I'll be there.
G Wowls is in studio still with Return with Sage.
We're here till
Monday night. So it might be Monday night. It might be Wednesday night. I can't remember which night it is. But it's called Latter Day Night. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it started.
Right.
Oh, Kwaku, you are silenced, I think. Did you mute yourself?
no, I was just talking very softly.
Oh, okay, cool. So, yeah.
Oh, we didn't get. Okay, so I know. Are we still doing super chats? 'Cause I want to move on to the last document.
We're past the super chats we've got so far. So yeah,
Yeah.
go through that, and then I've got an update on somebody.
Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
the last one was that Jeffrey Epstein was sending emails with what is it? What was it? Wayne Owens.
It says Al Seckel, Jeffrey Epstein, G Vacation.
But
Is the one that
he's-
says, I look forward to one day sitting down and hearing some of your stories? Is it that one?
No, it's the one where he's talking to former Senator Wayne Owens, I think is his name, and he mentions it says had to meet with president of the Mormon. I had to meet with head of the Mormon Church.
Dude,
Right,
you didn't put that one in the Discord. Dump it
Yeah.
in the Discord.
I think he
No,
did.
that's in the Discord.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
gotta
the-
be-
Yeah, it's
that's
up.
The
You've got it
third
up.
One.
Oh, sorry. It's the one that says the original Senate funding came out of Congress and Wayne Owens,
Yeah.
Senator. Okay, yeah, it's on the bottom of this
Yeah.
one. Okay, cool. Yeah, hit it.
So that one, the issue with it's kind of hard to tell who's talking. If he's saying that they're discussing a bill and Wayne Owens had to meet with the president of the Mormon Church, or he's saying Jeffrey Epstein had to meet with the head of the Mormon Church, which, that's saying there means a lot. This can mean a
Yeah.
lot of. Example,
He might think a stake president is the head of the Mormon Church, right? Like,
yeah, it's like the local Mormons where he lives. Like, we have no clue what head of the Mormon Church means. But as far as I know, there's no evidence that Thomas S. Monson and Jeffrey Epstein were having secret private meetings.
Well, and it looks like there was
That's
an
crazy.
argument, though. It's because it says the original, and it was spelled wrong. Original Senate funding came out of Congress, and there's no punctuation here. So it says, and Wayne Owens, Senator of Utah, comma, which is another misspelling. I was there and argues against, comma, it. So I think he's saying that he was there arguing with whoever was with Wayne Owens, Senator from Utah, had of meet with the head of the Mormon Church. So sometimes the Mormon Church will play an arbitrary role between two parties. Was the church being a little bit of an arbiter or a
could've been-
counselor, or was
At
it
that
a...
point,
I mean-
that would be like a 70s thing, like a general like area 70 kind of a. So I don't think that would be like Thomas S. Monson, because that'd be crazy. I think it was like kind of again just kind of watching this go down, making sure like Carton was saying the peace
Yeah.
stays.
What do you
he
think? What's
loved
your
to-
vibe? Oh, sorry. Gwenna?
Oh, I was just saying he loved to exaggerate and like throw stuff out there. So I could totally see him knowing it wasn't the head of the Mormon church and just saying that anyway, right?
Yeah, and being like, yeah, bro, I met with the head of the Mormon church. It was like
Yeah.
some.
Or he also may know just so little about our structure. Like, what if he's just meeting with some other person who's interested in this bill who happens to be a stake president in New York?
I bet
You know what I
Cardin
mean?
could convince Epstein that he's the head of the Mormon church.
By the way,
Easily Cardin could do that.
so
Yeah.
Douglas Wayne Evans served in that United States House, because also I didn't recognize that name, House of Representatives for Utah's 2nd Congressional District. So he wasn't a senator. Do they mean like a state senator? Because when it says senator, he wasn't like senator in Congress senator, was he? Like of the 100 congressmen that they have, 2 per state?
We have no clue.
Well, it says
Also,
Wayne
Jeffrey
Owens.
Epstein was a horrible speller and horrible sentence structure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he was
just
genuinely
like
dumb.
abysmal. The guy did not spell. I mean, I guess when you're on that much ketamine and pedophilia, it's probably hard to.
Ketamine
but the
and
guy
pedophilia.
Definitely.
like you,
It does crazy things to your brain.
It does. It does. I mean, I've never. I've drinking a little Mormon blood. A little. Okay.
Yeah.
If I
My
had
veins
every
are
week,
full of it.
You know, every week, man, it's gonna make you do some weird stuff, man.
So what was the Mormon blood for, though? Do you think it was just an obsession like Brian Johnson style of like trying to don't die, live forever, and now Mormons, because we don't consume coffee, we don't consume alcohol, that maybe there was some kind of weird holistic hope of just living longer? Or,
Well,
there's
that's-
no real
that's the
high
thing,
to
is-
it.
When I look at that Mormon blood email, it looks like it came in after all of the Epstein stuff was over. He was dead, right? And so this is like somebody who's trying to claim connection with him for clout. And maybe that's the reasoning they were going with, because they seem to be in that line of like looking for that weird holistic thing that's just taken way too far in this. But mentioning Brian Johnson, Cardin, he's actually in the Epstein Files here.
Get
What?
out.
Yeah, and now this
Holy-
is interesting because I saw that and I was like, okay, but what is this, right? Is this like we're giving the benefit of the doubt to like?
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, Trump, there's a picture of Epstein with Trump at a party. Doesn't necessarily mean Trump was doing stuff. I think there was, who's our favorite comedian from Rush Hour? The,
Chris
Chris
Tucker.
did Chris Tucker get wrapped up in this? Was he confirmed as just having taken, oh no, don't tell me that, Kwaku. Was Chris-
No.
Don't take Chris Tucker
wait,
from me,
wait,
Kwaku. Don't take
wait.
Chris Tucker from me.
I'm gonna have to be the bearer of bad news. If your name's in the files 10 times maybe, I'm going, all right, you know what? You ended up at a party, you've been in a weird spot. If your name's in the files 1,458 times, you're in on it.
Yeah.
And I hate
Wait,
to
who,
break it to you,
who's
a
in at
lot of-
1,458? Is that Chris Tucker?
No. That's all the heavy hitters. That's Clinton, Musk, Trump, Gates, Larry Silver. All those guys are in it over and over and over.
At the same
And so-
time, though, wouldn't that
Oh
also
my
mean
gosh.
people would mention them more? Because, like, if I received funding for a movie and I was trying to raise money and Elon Musk had already given money to the project, I would abuse that and say, oh, yeah, I've got buy-in from Elon Musk in every
the
freaking
project,
email.
Cardin, is the project Pedophilia the musical? Is that the movie you're referring to? Maybe he was funding that, yes.
Also, how many times
Yeah.
was the head of the Mormon church in the Epstein Files?
Oh.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing with Brian Johnson. Apparently, I haven't double checked this. I'm seeing people say he's in there 42 times. But from what I was able to read, I only saw like an email exchange between him and Epstein, maybe one or two. And Cardin, I put in his ex
yeah, I saw it.
account there.
I was
if you
wondering
wanna
what
pull
that
it up.
was. I'd put it up
Yeah.
earlier just thinking that it was I thought you were just doing me a favor
So-
because I joked around about it earlier. But okay, keep going.
For our audience, for a quick reminder, because Cardin, you've referred to this pretty quickly here. Brian Johnson is decently well known for having tried to take his son's blood in an effort to live longer. Right, his project is "Don't Die." He's looking for ways to never actually died, to just defeat death. Because I guess Jesus's victory over the grave wasn't enough. I don't know. He's out here trying to do this in a very secular way, right? Because he did exit the church at some point, and he was reaching out to Epstein. When I look at what he has to say, I'm like, okay, no, you know what? I can see this. He says that he had a Zoom meeting with Epstein, that people were trying to set him up with this guy who could connect him with a ton of funding, because he was working on a startup company. I think it was called Kernel, that was working on brain interfacing, like Neuralink, right? Mm-hmm. Which as he was working on that, he was trying to get in touch with people to provide funding. And so that's where the connection with Epstein is. But he has a really interesting account that he shares here of what that conversation with Epstein went like, if you want to read it.
Okay. Where does he say that on here?
If
here it is, where he says, in case you're curious.
Yeah, in case you're curious.
So we don't want to misrepresent a guy if he's making a statement here.
Yeah, because I get it. If you're the dude known for taking your own son's blood in an effort to live forever, people seeing your name on the Epstein list are not going to be super charitable about why, right?
Yeah. Okay, so he says, in case you're curious, here's everything I remember unfiltered. By the way, no, it's not. I guarantee you he went over this statement with a fine-tooth comb. But here, he says it's unfiltered. I think he was wearing a blue shirt. I don't remember anyone else being with him. He was doing work at MIT, neuroscience adjacent stuff, and he knew getting brain data access was a core limitation, which is the exact problem I was working with at Kernel. There was an obvious incentive for him to pursue a connection with me, and at the end of the call, he wanted to stay in touch. Instead, the moment the call ended, it was an immediate no, a hard instinctive F no. I was generally relieved when the call ended. So he says, Brian Johnson right here, 8 years ago I met Epstein via Zoom. A mutual contact put us in touch as I was building my brain interface company, Kernel, and he had supposedly done some neuroscience stuff at MIT. He says there was a 10-minute video call that he immediately called the person who put us in contact and told him that Epstein seemed like a very dark person. By the way, I noticed this. This is so weird. I watched the interview with come on, he's one of your top 3 guys that you're a big fan of. There's Joseph Smith, there's the Yogananda Kwaku. Who's your third? Bill Gates. That was it. I know you're a big Bill Gates guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best friends.
It's Bill Gates.
Love Bill Gates.
They have matching tattoos.
Yeah. So I got...
Me and Bill Gates?
Yeah, you and Bill Gates, Kwaku.
Yeah,
I don't have a tattoo. What are you talking about?
You're a big advocate for the vax, bro, and he was a big vax guy. So I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
So,
I see what you're doing.
So anyway, I'm just saying, I remember when Melinda Gates broke up with Bill Gates, in all of her interviews, she goes so far out of the way to use all of those hyper pejorative adjectives about Jeffrey Epstein that almost makes me think what do you hide? Methinks thou doth protest too much. You know what I'm saying? Methinks thou doth protest too much.
Or she was using those adjectives because he was a kingpin pedophile with a ritual temple on his island that was trafficking a bunch of children and throwing them into the water and black.
Well, but also, if somebody was that dark, why didn't you say something with all of your influence and power? That's the other thing, though. The reason why I call crap, I call BS on these people now that are trying to use all of these big, grand pejoratives is because if you really, really thought he was that dark, then why didn't you use your influence and power to stop him? You're not a good person. Stop this.
No, because what Kanye says. He says, get your money right before you go to war. Melinda needed to divorce Bill, get a couple billion, and then start speaking out because she could protect herself.
Okay.
That's valid, actually, because Epstein was they knew how powerful he was. So I do see that. That makes sense.
Okay. Who are you going to war with once you get your money right?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say, but I don't want to get canceled.
Say it.
No.
She's got to get her money right.
I think Gwen knows what we're talking about.
Right. Cardinellis, right?
It's Cardinellis.
Yeah, it's Cardinellis.
I'm shutting off your mic.
Authority.
No, I'm just kidding.
I have it on good authority that Sage wants to go find and violently assault Alyssa Grenfell, and so
No,
unless
it's
this is
actually
cleared
not
up-
Alyssa.
Oh my God.
It's actually not
Unless this is
Alyssa.
cleared up right now, we're gonna have everyone's gonna think this.
No, Kwaku, I will text you
Dude,
about it later.
Dude, people are going after Brian Johnson so hard. So look at this. He says, after a 10-minute video call, I called the person who put us in contact and told them Epstein seemed like a very dark person. I felt sick to my stomach. I also told them I never wanted to speak to him again. I remember this so clearly because I knew nothing about him, but weirdly, intuitively, something was deeply wrong. Being in his proximity felt dangerous. Despite having nothing to go off of, I never interacted with him again and came to find out years later he had an effed up past. Then Hunter Weiss says, you're asking to meet him in person. And then here's a link to Brian Johnson, Masha Drakova, and says, hi, Brian. Jeffrey is not in New York. Might be able to coordinate a call instead. Please advise if the call is just you or who are on this mail. Thanks, Leslie. I'm in town Wednesday. So I don't know. Maybe is this what led up to the call, maybe? Or
Yeah, I think that is the email that led up to the call, right?
In his defense.
And then there's another email that talks about how he feels like Christianity is holding people back, right, from advancing society, and how leaving the church led him to realize this, and how taking off the shackles of the church let him open his eyes to like how things could move forward. With this context, I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's talking about interfacing machines with the human brain, right? Maybe that's what he's talking about, because that's his company, that Kernel company. That's what they're working on. But when you read that out of context, that sounds pretty dicey when that's in your email.
Dude,
being sent
also,
to
what
freaking Epstein?
What is it? Like, okay, so we never want to do just simple guilt by association. We don't believe biblically that the son is guilty of the sins of the father. We don't believe in collective guilt. We don't believe in all of that stuff. Like, individual salvation is determined individually. Like, I get that. So we don't want to be guilty by association. But we also have to step back and just look at this from a bird's eye view and say, why is it always the anti-Christians and the anti-Mormons and people that consistently say that Christianity is holding humanity back that are in such a tight orbit around Jeffrey Epstein? Like, what about that worldview?
Well, I think that's just a popular, like, new atheist thing at the time, right? Like, especially, Kwaku, that you have a picture, right? With, was it Dawkins or?
Oh, yeah, I didn't put it in the Discord. There's a picture of Richard Dawkins at a table with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, it doesn't prove anything, but
yeah, that doesn't prove anything.
Wait, who's Richard Dawkins? Wait, I'm out of the loop. Who's Richard?
He's like the Pope of atheism. He's like the top atheist author in the world.
Oh dang. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now I'm figuring. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He's British. But the hard part is, like, there's all people we've worked with that, like,
that are shady.
Worked with enough people. It's like
I've worked with Kwaku.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Like, if you think back, it's like you probably have a picture with somebody who's in jail right now who you forgot about, and they ended up doing something like
that. One's Carden.
Yeah, I was about to say, you all got pictures with me.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. And so you think it's like, well, you can't just say, okay, because you know somebody, you're now implicated in their horrifically evil crimes.
Yeah.
Because especially when this person's job is to get along with people. Like, his job is to make connections. His job is to get people to trust him so he can blackmail them. And, and so it's like, just because they're connected, I think it has to be so, like, a very long period of time and consistent behavior that seems to line up with a cover-up or line up with implication, where you can at least say this person knew and looked the other way, or this person was involved.
He's a jaundiced skinwalker that came after my Mormon brothers and sisters and our cookies, and he has a picture next to Jeffrey Epstein. He's my Trump. I can be brain rotted against him. No, just kidding.
See,
I've got Brian Johnson derangement syndrome.
Brian Johnson does not strike me as someone who was going to do that to kids, right?
Yeah,
and
sure.
I don't think he was doing it, or even the other people we mentioned, like, as a
fair enough.
Yeah. And that face you just showed was Richard Dawkins, not Brian Johnson. For anyone watching,
yeah.
Oh, Richard Dawkins would do it.
Is not like an evil monster who's like these people, right? Even I've got a picture with hanging out with John DeLynn, right? It's like someone could be like,
Kwaku, I didn't know you were anti-Mormon.
Kwaku, I didn't know you were anti
John
that.
DeLynn.
Hey, John DeLynn's Mormon. Remember, he said it. He said it.
never
John DeLynn
mind.
said he's Mormon. Right?
So that clears things up so much.
Hey, it was interesting because I feel like to be a Mormon, you have to believe in the Book of Mormon. I feel like that's the most bare qualification
It's
to
a
believe.
pretty solid basis.
I think you're asking too much by saying that. I think you're asking too much by saying that somebody has to believe in the Book of Mormon to be Mormon. I think that's just crazy.
You have to believe in
To believe that the Mormon Church is true.
Did you just say Jello and Hawaiian haystack? You know what we should do? That's a comedy sketch I'm going to write tonight. Is when a cultural Mormon goes up to bear his testimony, he's like, brothers and sisters, I just want to tell you that I have a testimony of Jello and Hawaiian haystacks, and I had a really bad week last week until at potluck somebody brought really good funeral potatoes, and that made me feel bad. You know what I would say? Just like sheer testimony of food. And then he'll bear his testimony of crumble cookies, and then Brian Johnson will come in as a jaundiced skinwalker and slap him out of his hand and be like, don't die, and then run away.
Don't die.
So, by the way, you know,
he's
Brian
trying
Johnson's
to save
probably,
you from sugar.
What?
Yeah, I feel like Brian Johnson definitely knows who Cardin is and definitely hates Cardin. He definitely hates you.
He came after my people and my cookies. He came after my people and my cookies.
I think he's more mad about the cookies than the people.
Hey,
Cardin's like, crumble was one step too far.
What if Brian Johnson is the head of the Mormon Church, whose blood was being sent to Jeffrey Epstein, and it was just a really bad year, and so he needed his tuition paid for at BYU, Idaho.
It's all the same thing.
Everything.
So
we can find a way to make everything Brian Johnson.
So Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. He died of jaundice overnight from the blood of Brian Johnson in that jail cell on Rikers Island. Now I get it, dude.
It all makes sense. Oh my gosh.
Hey, weirder things have happened on that island.
Look,
you know?
for the final defense of Brian Johnson, I do think he was just an entrepreneur looking for funding at the time, right?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
He's going to be
believe
put
it,
in contact with all sorts of people.
And what better way to infiltrate yourself into American society than to say, hey, I'm willing to help, throw out some scholarships to some people that you know if they need it at schools. And, oh, hey, I'm willing to help, get VC projects up off the ground. Like, if there's a way to very quickly embed yourself into the American elite in a society that values entrepreneurism, values capitalism, values getting projects off the ground, saying I've got money disposable to invest in things, you're going to meet a lot of very big heavy hitters very, very fast. So yes, you're right. It's unfortunately one of the most effective of covers, and that's what Jeffrey Epstein was involved with. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we can say that if there are more connections coming out between Jeffrey Epstein and anything Utah or LDS Church related, people are going to jump on it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have anything. There's really nothing to write a story on yet, without conjecture, without a lot of assumptions.
Just enough to do a live stream on.
Yeah. there are
right.
some that are running with it hard, but we know nothing.
No.
Yeah, they're basically dead ends.
They're
right?
going to take it and roll with it anyway and fill in, and people are going to be like, oh, yeah, no, the Mormons they were in charge of Epstein stuff. That's just how ex-Mormon media works. I mean, they're going to find ways to say
Desnat's going to say it's
time,
Kwaku, and then Kara Burrell's going to say it's Ward Radio, and then,
Alyssa
and then
Grenfell is going to say it's me.
Yeah, and then RFM's going to say it was Jacob Hansen.
Real quick, does Alyssa doesn't even have beef with us, right? Did we just accidentally start beef with her?
No. Well, dude, I'm sorry. You make fun of cancer babies and their grieving families at a funeral. I don't care if she has beef with me. All day long.
I have never seen that.
Oh, no. It is bad. We just did a video on it about a week ago with Sarah Clark. It is unimpeachably bad. Like, you know how, the world just agrees Nazis, bad. Like if you need a villain in a movie, melodramatically, you can just say Nazis. They were just the bad guys of the past 100 years of history. That's just settled science. Bad ideology, settled science. You make fun of grieving families of a cancer baby. Settled science, that's bad. Just settled science, bad. Come at me, Alyssa Grenfell. You made fun of a grieving family. Like you're not a human being.
No, well, but also like I want to point out
You're not a human being.
Like you have no soul. You're not.
I think you've just gone a step too far in dehumanizing people, right? Like that's
if what?
I think that's what she's done.
She wasn't
yes.
a human being.
Well,
no, I just mean like you have no soul, you have no heart, you have no like we don't share a common set of facts or values. Like making fun of a grieving family of a 10-year-old that just passed away in order to score anti-Mormon points is the
that
most
is pretty bad.
And it didn't even work. The anti-Mormons were in her comments being like, "What are you doing?"
Okay, but no. The crazy thing is, I don't know if you guys have seen this or know about this, but in early Secret Lives of Mormon Wives era, right? Whitney, her kid was really sick. She was in the hospital and she did a dance in front of her kid in the hospital, and she was flamed online, absolutely ridiculously just flamed. But Alyssa Grenfell, and you know, Whitney claims the title LDS. But Alyssa Grenfell posts something, and all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, Alyssa, you can do nothing wrong, Alyssa. We love you, Alyssa." You know, it's like there's such hypocrisy. There's genuine like Alyssa was making fun of another family, and Whitney was just posting a TikTok dance trying to make light of a situation. But it's these
well, we
two
can all
situations.
agree, none of what Alyssa Grenfell has ever done is as bad as trafficking children.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are miles and miles apart. One is impropriety, one is satanic evil. Right?
Yup.
Right?
Sure.
Agreed. Wholeheartedly.
Sure.
Pardon, you
Live
can
in a
at least-
children's hospital for a year. Live in a children's hospital
No.
for a year
Garden,
like I
down.
did.
Garden.
No, dude, like
Hey,
live in a children's
aging
hospital
minutes.
for a year and you will see it's more than just impropriety. It is cruelty. There is a difference between impropriety and
Yes,
objective cruelty. And it was cruelty.
Yes,
Yeah, I
but we are
agree.
on the subject of people that may have molested and eaten children, right? Can we? You gotta.
Okay, maybe it's a step below eating them. You know, no, I'm just,
Oh my gosh.
I'm totally
By
just
the way,
kidding.
Gwyneth and Sage, I want you guys to know this is how it works being friends with Cardin. He'll go on a rant for 2 minutes, and 1 minute and 30 seconds of the rant, you'll be like, "Amen," and in the last part, you're like, "Oh."
Yeah,
what
no.
am I on camera agreeing with?
We've
Yeah,
been here for a couple of days and we've noticed that, but I love it because he'll be talking to us about something. He'll be like, "You know what, this and this and this," and we're like, "Yeah," and then he'll just throw in something. We're like, "Whoa, what?"
And every now and then he'll be like, "Oh, I can't make that joke because you're both girls."
We're like, "What do you mean? You said worse yesterday."
Yeah, but this is a story I haven't told anyone. This.
Oh my
you were
gosh,
all
I
there.
can't
Brad,
wait.
me and
I
Card
can't
were there.
wait.
The first few months
No, I'm
He
just kidding. I'm
muted
just kidding. I'm
you.
just
He
totally
muted
kidding.
you.
I'm totally kidding. Say it quick.
the first few months I met Cardin, we're working on this thing called "This Is the Show." We're in a hotel conference room. That's where the set is, and Steven Smoot is in the room, playing a character on this thing, and Cardin starts
Good times,
talking.
man. Good times.
Cardin starts talking about feminism as he's one to do, and he's saying something along the lines of look, I love original feminism. We need to focus on equality for men and women. I think this keeps the family unit together. And everyone's like, okay. And he's like, but when they just get so fat.
No, he said things like that. Like yesterday, we were talking about that. And he said something similar. It's like we're talking about like Utah girls, or no, wait, was this yesterday or the day before? I
Look,
can't
body
remember.
positivity has gone one step too far into actually glorifying unhealthy habits. And I say
Okay,
this
well,
as
he's
somebody
about
who's
to go off.
I'm
He's about to
clocking
go
30
off.
pounds too much. I'm a hypocrite. I get it. You know what I'm saying?
The first girl I ever introduced Cardin to was named Shaylee on that set. I'm not sure if you remember, Brad, when she came in she was like, she wanted to hang out with me, but I'm like, I'm filming the whole day. So she comes to the set just to see me, and she's very cute. She's very fun. We like each other a lot. He leaves. He's like, I don't know, bro. She's got a lot of FP. And I'm like, what is FP?
What?
And I looked it up. You said that. You said FP. And I had to look up, what's FP? We know what FP means.
That's crazy, Cardin.
That's just
I'm gonna have to
Ellis.
look up.
You have to. He exists loudly.
No, he
That's
does.
funny.
He
That's
does, but it's
funny.
amazing. It genuinely
Look,
is.
they stopped teaching these important principles after Gen X was whipped. You know what I'm saying? So we got to bring it back. That's all I'm saying is that, and publicly rating women on a scale of 1 to 10. Like I just think.
Do we
that
have
maybe,
any super chats?
Yeah, back to super chats.
Any super
Chris
chats?
Breezy says,
Look, I'm
"Here's
just
some
trying
money
to give
just
you.
because."
We want to get clipped, baby. We got to get the good clips. If we're gonna get clipped, we got to get the really good clips
But do we?
out there.
Do you
you
want
know?
funding?
Then you're-
Is the question.
No, it's obviously a joke. Everybody knows we're kidding. So
Hey, Cardin, we've got some comments in the chat that we should do an audio check
Wait,
on
pause.
me and Kwaku.
Let me just be clear.
Me and Kwaku might need to be turned up.
Wait, guys, one thing real quick. Cardin just said, it's okay, guys. Everybody knows we're kidding. We didn't make those jokes just now. It was just you,
Yeah, who's we, Cardin?
What did I do? I'm just sitting here, man.
okay, I am kidding. So, yeah, actually, Kwaku, one of two things does have to happen. You're right. There's a little bit of an imbalance in your audio, and I've been toying with it. That's why I've been messing with this thing right here.
Oh, okay.
So, actually, Brad, you should bump down your gain 2 notches because Kwaku's
Bump
is
it
not
down?
very good. Yeah, so that I can
How's
bump.
this? Is that better?
Just sure.
Just
And
keeping
then-
it farther away.
Yeah, sure. And then what I do is then I just bump up the audio on both of you so that it's a little bit more even. Because, yeah, I'm going into the yellow and the red. You guys are only going into the green. So, anyway,
Cool.
yeah, let's keep talking.
So, I do have not a super chat, but someone said something insightful enough that I think I'm going to read it anyway.
Ooh.
Okay.
Chris Breezy earlier on shared this really interesting thought from Elder Christofferson, saying, Elder Christofferson said, "The world is already wicked enough for his coming. The Father is waiting for more covenant-keeping saints to welcome him." In his talk, preparing for the Lord's return. And dude, some of the stuff in these files, it's like, yeah, okay, sounds like the world definitely is wicked enough for Christ to return. Like, we've gotta do something. We've gotta do everything we can to recommit to choosing the light, choosing what's right, and striving to be better people because, man, some of the stuff in here is just so dark and horrible that it's like, what do we do in light of such horrible things? It's like the things in the end of the Book of Mormon, right? Where we're warned against some of the horrifying stuff that people might be doing and might be engaging in, and the secret combinations that we should be watching out for. Like, this is a thing that we should be watching out for. I think, at least for me, when I hear stuff like this, I always end up thinking, what on earth how am I supposed to interact with this? Because I have zero power to do anything about any of these people named in these files, right? Like, what do I do? And so I kind of wanted to ask you guys, what do you think?
on Ward Radio.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
It's the best you can do. Tweet about it. Reply to these tweets. A lot of people are doing that. I don't know if that's helping, but
Replying to
Oh,
which
yeah.
tweets?
just replying to these like Brian Johnson tweets.
Oh.
Like, people are like
Hey,
trying
by
to
the
call
way,
him
I did-
out.
I did come up with a new conspiracy on how we can link Jeffrey Epstein to Utah.
Ooh.
And here's the new conspiracy. I just came up with it now. You'll notice that Jeffrey Epstein has never been in the same room as Brandon DeLuna. Now, Brandon DeLuna wants to end period cramps. What happens during periods? Mormon blood.
Mormon blood. Mormon
end.
blood. That's how they're getting it, guys. It's through
Here it is.
periods. It's through-
So the
Wait,
Mormon
what
blood.
the heck
when we
is
need
a
to
period
hide,
cramp.
we need to hide.
No, and no
Why
wonder it
is
has
Brandon
to be girls.
DeLuna- Why is Brandon DeLuna stealing all the period cramps? Who's he giving them to? Where are they going?
Brandon,
Where are they
you
going?
have to text me and explain
Is
yourself.
that why they have to stagger them by 8 years so that the girls have to be like of menstruating age?
And they won't
Oh,
recognize
gosh.
Brandon
Oh,
Deluna.
I think
no.
it might
Why?
be that. I
I
actually
mean-
think it might be that.
As soon as
Dude.
the Epstein Files drop, Brandon gets banned from BYU. That's crazy timing. What are the odds?
Who even
What
is
is-
this dude?
Who's getting paid
I don't
off?
even know who
Who's
this dude
behind
is.
this whole Brandon Deluna thing? Who's
And
being
then you
paid
think-
off?
If
And
you
then you think, okay, milkshakes, 150 milkshakes. What else do milkshakes do? They bring all the boys to the yard. And if your milkshakes are bringing all the boys to the yard, whose yard? Jeffrey's yard.
Jeffrey Epstein's Island is the yard, referring and connecting that song.
I am saying that Jeffrey Epstein died, and he was he was reincarnated into Brandon DeLuna, and
and if you unscramble the letters in Brandon DeLuna, it spells Epstein.
It smells Jeffrey Epstein
Oh
directly.
my gosh.
exactly.
You have to unscramble them.
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, like if you backspace it all and then type a new name, then the name
It
before
spells
is now
Brandon DeLuna, letter for letter. Brandon DeLuna.
DeLuna, Jeffrey
Epstein.
Epstein. Nah. Okay. Nah. There it is.
There's actually
Oh,
a secret
no.
A that's been there the whole entire time, folks. The government's hiding it from you.
Now let me tell you what Tao Tai's been up to. You guys think Osama bin Laden's dead? No.
Yeah.
He's not.
Hey, we have to go back into trying to launch conspiracy theories
Yes,
because
please.
No,
the,
we can't.
the birds aren't real
can't.
conspiracy theory was launched.
I love that one. That
Ryan
one's my
Media is
favorite
there
one.
running with all the jokes we made, guys. Like we made so many hilarious jokes and conspiracy videos on this show, but now with Zion Media is taking those and making them trying to make them real.
Like
We
which
can't.
ones?
We got
Like I don't know. The three Nephites are Elder Gong. Who's another kind of forgettable apostle?
Gong is not forgettable. Gong is like
Yeah.
my favorite one.
He would be the ultimate spy. He can walk into a room.
No, that's so
Just
true. Nobody would
blend on
expect.
his
blend
awesome.
into the
Nobody-
wallpaper.
Nobody would
Just
No,
expect.
no, no,
blend
no,
into
no.
the wallpaper with the most
Gong is amazing.
uneventful.
my
I
God.
love
I
that
can't
dude.
remember a conference talk he's ever made. He
I
looks like a
can't.
Fortune
middle
cookie
manager.
one.
He looks like a middle
Carden,
manager.
that's your fault.
I know it's my fault.
He's one of the more
He's an
memorable
inspired man of
ones.
God.
No,
but
he
if there was a
literally
man
is.
that could covertly fly under the radar by being completely forgettable, if I were a CA officer, I'm not going to hire Razban
You
to
can't
walk
even
in
remember the
all
name of the
barrel-chested
CIA.
and-
Carden Ellis.
You know, like-
if he were flying under the radar, he wouldn't have been like throwing out ice cream at that BYU football game that was picked up by national news.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, because church PR was smart and they said, okay, who needs the biggest boost?
Or he's just
Because
really
Ice
nice.
cream, throwing out ice
Maybe
cream
he's
to
just a
college
nice guy.
students, that's unimpeachably good. So who needs the biggest boost? Who needs the biggest boop? Gong. We got you covered, bro. Here's a box of ice cream sandwiches. Just throw them out. The college students are going to love you.
It wasn't ice cream sandwiches. It was BYU Creamery ice cream. Know your facts,
Whatever
Carden.
it was. Whatever it was. I'm telling you.
Hey, another super chat from TOG Michael says, shout out to Klein, Texas Steak. Nice.
Klein. That's near where I grew up.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, Klein's not too far from Cyprus.
It's not near where I grew up.
Yeah.
Where
Good
did you
place,
grow up?
Klein. Good place.
Yeah, Utah.
Oh, that's
okay.
funny. That's funny.
Nice.
Hey, we got a buttload of memberships given to us, my man. Why don't you shout out the memberships? Can you see them, Brad?
I can't see all of them. I know there's a lot.
Here, I can read it. Hold on, I'll read this one.
okay.
I'll take this one off your hands. Thank you very much. Dynibus283 gifted one Ward Radio gift membership, and it looks like KC76 received that one. So KC76, welcome to the Ward Radio Wigwam. We've received the records of KC76. Everybody that would like to welcome KC76 to the Ward Radio Wigwam, please put a W in the chat. Also, KC76, do not forget to renew that membership. Memberships keep the Ward Radio lights on, both physically and figuratively. And the only way that continues is if you renew that membership. So don't forget, Mary Lou Howarth has given a lot of memberships out. It also looks like Dynabus has given memberships out. Then the Arc is Steady says Gong is our Chinese representative. Is he over the Asian continent? Is that his jurisdiction or his stewardship?
Apparently.
I'm not sure. So,
Apparently it is.
hey, well, we got a buddy that just got sent to Mongolia, so hopefully he is.
I know he's doing a lot of work with like AI stuff. He gave a really good talk on it recently, actually. Which you would know.
Are you
if
laughing
listened
because
to
you don't
General
remember it,
Conference
Cardin?
Card.
Are you? I actually know what talk he's talking about.
I do remember, and he promised that he wasn't going to do it. That they weren't going to use it excessively in the church office building. Really fast, Moto X Kid 19 sent 5 Ward Radio gift memberships. Says, they were received by Sam Wise 9587, Dan Johnson, Naskalborg, Eminiz Artis, as well as Chance Pugsley, WX5 for all those people that have joined the Ward Radio Wigwam. Don't forget to renew your memberships. Also, if you haven't liked the stream, please make sure you like the stream. That helps us out big time. And big shout out to everybody who has been helping out getting items on the Amazon wish list. We already highlighted Greg Gerber and his generosity yesterday, but we thank him for that. And we also received from Michael Garibay, or Miguel Garibay, an SD card for the Osmo Pocket 3 that we use for recording a lot of our content. We were just down in Hollywood earlier today.
That was so fun.
With G Wowls. How did that go? Tell us what we did with the Osmo Pocket.
Mormon Goes to Hollywood. We filmed with that, had me mic'd up with it. Amazing audio, amazing video. It follows you.
Nice.
It's way better than a phone.
So you're doing this whole series just really fast. Take 2 or 3 minutes to tell us about the series you're doing and how it's popping off on Instagram.
And as you get to it, everyone, like and subscribe. Yeah, just a gentle reminder there.
Like and subscribe.
Go ahead.
Okay, keep going. And then I got a question for Kwaku after this. So G Wowls, tell us about this series that's popping off on Instagram.
Yeah, so I made a video called Mormon Goes to a Bar, where I go to a bar in Nashville as a Mormon for the first time. And, it goes just about how you would expect a Mormon would be at a bar, awkwardly trying to figure out what a bar is. It's part authentic. I would say I play it up, but I would say I was a little confused at the bar. It wasn't quite what I imagined a bar would be like. But,
It was that exam to get your law license, right?
Oh, that's why there were pieces of paper on desks and pencils. That No. So that did pretty well. It got like 3 million hits. So I'm like, I guess people want to see me go places. So we did Mormon Goes to Hollywood. What else have I gone? Where else have I gone? Have I gone anywhere specific?
No, but you like, or Mormon Goes on a Plane.
Oh yeah, we have Mormon Goes on a Plane coming out. Mormons can fly on planes. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think Mormons are Amish and can't fly on planes.
Thank you, French documentary.
Surprisingly true, yeah.
But we've been doing some other Mormon parody skit content, like how to leave the Mormon church. I did with Sage. Sage, do you want to tell us how to leave the Mormon church?
Man, I can tell you on my page. Return with Sage. I'm a professional at leaving the Mormon church because I left for 4 years and then came back.
Yeah, so I leave the Mormon church every Sunday after second hour. That was what the guide was about, how to leave the Mormon church.
Good job.
So yeah, subscribe to my channel, Gwowls. I'll put myself in the comments as well. But I mostly am on Instagram, but go ahead and subscribe to that. And I have some videos on my YouTube channel.
Word.
More about Mormon content. We have converting ChatGPT to become Mormon. You'll have to watch that to figure out if I was successful.
That's funny.
Do you know about LDS Bot?
No.
What?
Okay. So this is an interesting project. There's a ldsbot.com, which is effectively like a converted ChatGPT is what it seems like.
No way.
You should check it out. It's like
That's
trained on a bunch of LDS data and stuff. You should check it out.
That's a great video topic. I'll make a video on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, your boy Kai Schwemmer just jumped in the chat. He's not a member, so somebody has to gift him a membership so that I can actually respond to his non-member chat here.
Kai, shame on you. You should be a member.
Yeah,
Kai.
it's a little unfortunate. He's
Kai,
a poor
join
college
up.
student. He's a poor college student.
No fishing for
he's-
memberships on Sunday. Just read it.
I'm just saying somebody should gift it. That's a donate. That's generosity. It's not fishing. So anyway,
right.
I have a question for you, Kwaku. One of the biggest problems with the whole Jeffrey Epstein debacle was first he was protected by propriety for a long time. When I first did Problem Solver Politics, I was one of the first people that was going to actually kind of begin talking, not Alex Jones style, but on Problem Solver Politics. I did an episode about this with Cody Como. It was like probably our third or fourth episode on that channel. And it just like couldn't upload without getting flagged. The YouTube rules didn't like it. I don't remember all of the details, but I remember that it was like to the channel's detriment speaking on this issue. And this is before anybody knew who he was. Cody the Oracle is called Cody the Oracle because whether it's on 4chan or Twitter or in screwy chat rooms nobody even knows exists,
Yeah. When I first talked to Cody in your kitchen and he was dropping phrases and references, I was like, oh, you go to that part of the internet. Ooh,
you know?
I was like,
no, he's the Q of like James Bond. Like he knows where all the bodies are buried, how to find them. Like he's honestly, I'm so glad he's on our side. Like I literally just ask him like, what is the internet saying? And he just knows like things that Cody talks to me about on Monday, make it onto like 4chan by Tuesday, make it onto Twitter by Wednesday. Then
That's
CNN and Fox
crazy.
News are talking about it on Friday. I'm not kidding you.
How
It's
does
like
he do it?
there's
That's
just
insane.
he's eternally online, hyper intelligent, and also he's just got a knack for it. It is a natural skill to just have your ear to the railroad tracks. Just like some people say I have a natural skill for live streaming, you know, spinning all of the plates that you have to spin with live streaming.
They're right.
He has a natural talent for just gathering information from primary sources. Like no joke, he could tell you the serial number on an RPG that was used to shoot at some ally of ours in Afghanistan in February 2017 if you just gave him 30 minutes, okay? So anyway, when me and Cody did Problem Solver Politics, you just could not talk Jeffrey Epstein or else it would get tanked. Nobody knew who he was, and everybody was doing all of these conspiracy theories about the fact they thought that he was actually trafficking and using the world's elites as leverage in order to get information out of him. And everybody mocked Alex Jones for saying, the world's elites, they're actually showing up to this island and there's all kinds of bait. They're underage girls that are being used in order to, you know. And Alex
Dude,
Jones.
that was an amazing Alex Jones impression.
No, that was really
No,
good.
That
it's
was
pretty
spot
good.
on.
It's I'm his son. There was an indiscretion he had in the early 80s.
Just like the indiscretion you had.
And yeah, it's by the way, guys, I literally went to church today, and as we were walking in, I said people are either going to think I'm a polygamist or that Gwyneth and Sage are daughters from a previous indiscretion I had as a young man. And I was like, which one do I go with? And it was fast and testimony day. So sitting next with all of them next to me in the church, I was this far away from just literally walking up and being like, I'd like to bear my testimony about forgiveness. As a young man, you know, I had some indiscretions before I met Brittany.
Two indiscretions who are now 24 and 21 years old.
Well, and I did the math, dude. I'm 42. They're 24. Could have had them when I was 18.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so
that's
that was
why-
funny. But
that's-
Brittany was like, please don't. So
That's why
I
we
did.
trapped you in the booth
Imagine
so you could get
that.
up.
You know, yeah, that was funny. So anyway, here's my question for you, Kwaku. It's plainly obvious that nobody would engage, no matter what their sexual perversion is, in such a widespread net of lies and celebrities if they weren't trying to blackmail, get information, leverage, behave on behalf of an intelligence agency. And with this final dump, there's definitely going to be winners and losers. I think Donald Trump's kind of a winner because why would you dump files that you are in? I think a lot of these people like Brian Johnson will actually be winners because they're able to say their side of the story, and hopefully if it kind of adds up enough, I think actually a lot of people be on the hook. But who he worked for, like there has to be more clues as to who he actually worked for and what they got out of people, right? So is there any, I've heard people say Mossad. I've heard people say, oh, he's working for the CIA. He was actually a company asset. Are there any smoking guns putting a nail in the coffin of who he worked for, who he was reporting to, who his handlers were?
So that's a I don't say there's any smoking guns, because the issue is when you have the fog of information, you can't see the smoke. That's the whole point, right? So there are obviously people that if you reasonably look at the connections with him, you can tell that they were involved in some way, either in a minor way or a major way, right? We know certain things for fact now, and I think some people who felt like they may be innocent before, it's very clearly are not innocent now. Some people we knew were guilty all along are still guilty all along, and then there's new people that are implicated. And so I don't think we can say who he worked for, except for, I would say, the 7 ruling families.
Oh, yeah.
There are 7 ruling families that control the world.
I know
The
exactly who
Illuminati.
you're about to talk about. I know exactly who you're about to talk about.
I've never heard this one.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited right now. I've been on this for so long. Wait, I'm so happy that somebody's bringing
Is
this
there
up.
like one from every continent? It's like Olympic rings?
Oh, no,
or
are you-
what?
No, Sage, you're gonna be disappointed.
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys aren't getting the Quaker. You guys are getting classic Quaker. You're getting a different Quaker here, because the 7 ruling families that control the planet, their last names are Pride, Greed, Wrath, Envy,
Never mind.
Lust, Gluttony.
I see what
Wow.
Get
you
out of
did
here.
there.
Get out of here.
Which of
quick.
the families is
I'm
which
sorry.
of those attributes? Tell us the real names of each of those families.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, there are very wealthy families that have their hands in manipulating society, but those are how they manipulate society. And the only people to get caught up with Jeffrey Epstein are the people that were involved with those 7 ruling families. And at the end of the day, I mean, I hate to sound like a youth pastor, but at the end of the day, that's who he was working for.
Hey.
Whatever money was coming in and out is not as important as the fact that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and Prince Andrew and Elon Musk and Donald Trump. I know Card's gonna cringe, but
Actually,
Elon Musk and
Quaker,
Trump,
did you see the exchanges with Elon Musk?
yes, yeah. Which party's gonna be the coolest one? Can I come on that day?
So that one was fake, right? Did you see that? That one was like fake and admitted to being fake by the author. But there was another one where basically they're trying to like communicate with him in code in a way, and Elon's like, look, I run a car company and rocket company. I don't think I have time to go to this party to meet like these delegates or whatever. And then Epstein is like, no, dude, like, come on. Like, there's going to be plenty of really interesting people, like all under 25. And like, it looked like Elon Musk, from what I saw, was just kind of, he did not understand the kind of like things they were insinuating, and was just like,
I mean,
that
he
sounds
is
boring.
autistic.
Yeah. He is.
Well,
Maybe.
I'll have to look into being fake, because I did see the thread from Elon's daughter where he said, hey, by the way, we were at this location named in this email at the time this email was sent. And she posted that thread yesterday and saying, I think the allegations are true. So again, this is the fog of information. We're not going to exactly know what's real until a decade from now, right? So, we can all take our
Honestly-
hunches, but I'm going to sound like a youth pastor. The reality is, there's going to be a ton of billionaires and millionaires that are corrupt, that are going to fund people, and people are going to be like, oh yeah, you work for this guy and this guy. The reality is, money's going to come and go. Who you work for, it's your morals and values.
Bars.
And if you
I like
are
that
so
take, Quaku. I like that take.
If you're this led by lust, where you're willing to completely rewire your brain and be attracted to children, at some point I don't care who's bankrolling you. You know what I mean? Like I don't care that some Saudi guy wanted to invest in your real estate and he might have known that you were also a creep and you took part of that real estate money to be involved in your evil scheme. Like, you're an immoral bad person because of who you are. And the last part I want to say in this, and this seems unconnected, but it's really weirdly connected. I was having a bizarre nerd out, and I was spending hours while traveling listening to the stories about the fall of Rome. Okay?
Nice.
And one of the weirdest things I found was there was a guy named Salvian of Marseille who was documenting the fall of Rome, and as opposed to talking about like all the wars that happened and all the corruption, I mean, he did mention that he focuses on one part on how the people in charge of the Roman Empire and the territories were able to be so corrupt because he said the average person in Rome was mean. Like, the average Roman toward the fall of Rome, like your average Joe Schmo was just not nice. Like, they were mean and selfish. And the spirit of Rome had meanness to it, and people in general were not friendly.
Because of
And he
feminism.
focused on that.
Roman feminism.
Okay, yeah, sure. No, he focused on that, and I was like, that's really interesting. Like the maybe the other sign of like corruption flourishes because the average person is just ambivalent to it, doesn't really care because they've lost their moral code, not to the same level as someone like Jeffrey Epstein. But you kind of wonder, like, you know, we talk about this Epstein stuff, like, oh, we gotta expose these elites, we gotta take them down, like, absolutely. But also, as a country, are we a moral enough people where we even deserve good leaders?
So Kwaku,
Do good
this
leaders even
drives me
exist?
back to like my question of, okay, we have some crazy stuff showing up in here. What the heck do we do about it? And maybe this feels cliche, but what it comes down to for me is just like, man, all I can really do is keep aiming to love God and love my neighbor, right? And do what I can to like make sure that I have that solid connection with God that I'm looking for, and build up everyone around me as much as I can. Help them to turn to God too.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna go grab a weapon and try to go confront him like the Comet Ping Pong guy, looking for kids buried in a basement that doesn't exist, right? Like, people who try to take it down end up looking like dummies, right? Like, so it sounds weird, and it's like it's the least Kwaku answer people are expecting. They wanted me to be like, it's the Rockefellers and the Netanyahus and the, you know. But
Now
I
he's
was
telling
kind of
us. Now he's
disappointed
telling
that
us.
your 7 family conspiracy, you didn't name a bunch of Jewish families or a bunch of Twilight vampires. Like, I was waiting for the Jews or the Twilight vampires, and all I got was lust and gluttony. Like, what the heck,
I
man?
was waiting for
Quaker's
like the
like,
big
what the heck?
Twilight is a very important movie to Mormons.
Yeah, dude, what if
Twilight
Kwaku had legitimately been like, he's just like, sloth, envy, Renesmee.
He starts settling scores with like women that broke up with him. He's like, there's also the Allreds. I know they're really big into it. And, you know, I'm not going to end up talking about the Young family, but I'm talking about the Young family from Lehi, Utah. Also the Cannons, you know, I think they're, you know, nothing ever ended up good for them after 1870. Why? Because of this whole mess, you know. And then just like starts talking about like just all these classic Mormon names just being like, you know, the Duluths.
Hey, I
I'm
will
the
say-
Duluths.
The Luna.
Taluna.
No,
Taluna.
Duluths.
Taluna. I
Right.
know. We're just
Okay.
tying it back to the Brandon.
Hey, I did have a fling with one girl who shares a last name with an apostle, and she actually was mean, but I've never brought it up on the show. So when the cameras are off, I'll tell you guys. But
Nice.
Well, there's
Yeah.
12 to pick from, so let's
hey,
look through quick.
Don't
got
go
a
after
following
Sister
list.
Gong. Don't go after Sister Gong.
No, Sister Gong did nothing wrong.
not a gong.
So we're down to
I've got
11.
another super
Don't go
chat.
after Sister
Oh,
Uchtdorf.
another super chat.
He's going to do a process of elimination.
yeah.
Okay, so MotoX Kid says, serious question. What evidence would falsify the intelligence agency claim? Without that, it risks becoming an unfalsifiable narrative instead of investigation.
So how?
That's a very good question, man.
Well, and so the question is, by the way, he's using a very advanced term in philosophy. Falsifiable basically means an unfalsifiable claim is basically one that can't be proven through repetitive experimentation. So, serious question. What evidence would prove the intelligence agency claim? Without that, it risks becoming an unprovable narrative instead of investigation. Okay, so yes, the truth is everybody wants to run to this idea that, oh, he was a CIA asset, right? Okay, well, I mean, unless he has some ID card from the CIA and a contract of employment, you can't prove that he worked for the CIA. Well, covert operatives oftentimes don't. That's why they're covert, right? So he is right here that, you know, how could we ever prove that he is what most people think he is? And maybe the answer is, without the smoking gun of an ID that's probably not out there, maybe you can't. He would be the only one that'd be able to tell us, and maybe a select
Carden,
bit
do you
of
think it will
handlers.
be the kind of thing that, like, 20 or 30 years from now, maybe even longer, they finally, like, release some CIA files that, like, straight up he's in there, right? Like, do you think that would be the kind of proof we can find?
They
or
haven't
what?
gotten that out of JFK yet.
Yeah.
I think more people
Yeah.
care who shot JFK than...
Give it 10 more years, right? Maybe.
I don't think we'll ever know. And honestly, like, when it comes to things like this, there's going to be just things that we don't know. And we're going to keep digging for the truth and hyperfixating on the truth. And I feel like I had to actually have a come to Jesus moment with this myself. But, like, the adversary likes to use conspiracy theories to separate us and to distract us from what's, like, focusing on what's really important. Like, I could sit there all day and talk about why the Titanic sinking was an inside job. But I won't, like, continue studying it. I'm not going to continue focusing on it.
You just made friends with Kwaku. I'll say, yeah.
I know about the Titanic. All right.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy. Okay,
We'll have
wait.
to do another episode
okay.
on that.
It's those Jewish icebergs. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
There's no Jewish icebergs.
Well, no, that's why it's called a berg, Kwaku.
Berg!
It was right there the whole time.
You know, there's gonna be one guy on Reddit that's like, "Oh,
I've done the calculations, and north of the 35th parallel, there is a salinity to Jewish ratio that does increase. That's why
Oh
Donald
my
Trump
God.
is going after Greenland. He's going after Greenland to try and get all of the Jewish icebergs that killed the Titanic in U.S. territory. It's just more example of the domination. Somebody's going to actually come up with that, dude.
Wait. Okay, so my point in bringing up the Titanic. My point in that is, like, I'm a huge conspiracy theorist, but I let it distract me from my own spiritual growth and my own spiritual, like, and I let it, like, get in the way, like, and I would cause fights with people, and it would cause, like, just that separation, and we aren't ever going to know the truth, because honestly, they say that there's 3 sides to every story, yours, mine, and the truth, but honestly, it's like yours, mine, and God's, because God knows the truth. And so it's like we need to start focusing and putting our full focus into God, because it's like we're gonna let this separate us, and we're gonna let it distract us, and that's like, actually, that's so sad. And so we, like, as fun and intriguing and important as it is to deep dive into these things, like, I also just had to remind myself that, like, I may never know these things, and I just have to be okay with it, and that is terrible, you know, because I'll know eventually.
Well, so Ezra Taft Benson's wrote a book, or co-signed a book called None. No. He co-signed a book called None Dare Call It Conspiracy. And Ezra Taft Benson was not, I wouldn't say a conspiracy theorist, but of all the prophets, he was the most leaning into. He was, John Birch Society and all that stuff. And so since his presidency, members of the church, Utah has had a large amount of people that were very leaned into conspiracy theories. And so they're really fun to investigate, but the issue is, like, you get certain dead ends, right? So we know, okay, Robert Maxwell was Ghislaine Maxwell's father. We know Robert Maxwell was an MI6 guy, right?
Yeah.
That's declassified. We know he was involved with vaccines. That's declassified. We know that. But then you say, okay, well, if his daughter was the right-hand woman of Jeffrey Epstein, that means MI6 was trafficking children, right? And if you say that, you're going to get 25% of people who hear that are going to go, oh, wow. And then they're going to go, well, if MI6 is trafficking children, then that means that the crown of England must have been supplying them. You know what I mean? And so if you have 8 people removed, suddenly you have a story that's like Comet Ping Pong Pizza, it's just not true, right? And so there's, like, this weird line of Jesus doesn't want us to just have blinders on and pretend all is well and just be like, well, as long as I'm good to just me and my friends. It's like he wants you to stand up for something. Sometimes you got to go and flip over the tables. Sometimes you got to give the bankers the middle finger. But it's like, okay, do you follow the bankers home? You know what I mean? And then do you torch their house and say, I know what you did last summer? You know what I mean? Like, where's the line, right? And I don't think Christians, we've done a good job of figuring out where the line is on how to uncover and expose truth while also keeping your humanity and not becoming like sorry, I know it's a monologue. The last example is like what we saw in 2020, right? We had a bunch of young men that were like, we disagree with how society's treating men. And a lot of people were like, you know what? Okay, we have been overly patriarchal and misogynistic in our society, and have we overcorrected? And people are asking, have we overcorrected? And what did we get? We had Andrew Tate that's like, you gotta make sure you keep your woman on a leash. And then what did you do? People took a real question of like, hey, should we ask this? And then someone came in and manipulated it. And now, you've got...
Kwaku, I think what makes people susceptible to that kind of manipulation is we live in a society that currently very, very much rewards people for standing against things, but doesn't really do a lot of time focusing on what people stand for, right? And so when you have the problem that you're talking about, where Andrew Tate comes in as a solution, he wasn't standing for much. He's standing against women, right? And like people are saying, oh yeah, well, women treated me poorly, so now I'm going to stand against them. And it just divides people further. Where I think the gospel asks us to stand for something. Just like you're saying earlier, we need to make sure that we're not just being quiet and hiding and not engaging in anything. We can't just retreat.
I have a hot take.
Yeah,
go ahead. A really hot take. This is gonna make
hot take for a hot guy.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna get we can think. Oh God! Oh guys, okay. We can thank mainstream Christianity for that. Here's why. Because the entire West, we have our philosophy. The Western philosophy is built on Christianity, Judeo-Christian values, right? And the mainstream Christians have taught us all that the one goal of salvation is found in having a belief in your brain and not in action. So we've wired Western thought to be, we must find salvation, which is acceptance of a narrative, acceptance of an idea. And it's a really important thing. Our minds in the West believe, okay, well, if I have this idea in my brain, that's enough. Which is why we have people that say, okay, I believe this is my guy. I'm voting for this person, this is the person, that's right, and that's enough. We don't go and act and do because of the shame of work, okay, and doing works, because we've so much bent Western morality into it being about what you believe in your brain as opposed to what you do. Right?
Interesting.
So, when you have these things coming up, you have this whole, we know that feminism is bad or patriarchy is bad. It's like, okay, those are your ideas. What do you do to mitigate the harshness of what you think that bad idea is doing in society? Oh, nothing. No, you're just discussing ideas. You're just discussing ideas.
Which
you're not
is
saved by a belief in your
which
brain.
is exactly what we're doing right now, right? No, but seriously, I think
it's got to start somewhere, right?
And
which brings us to Kwaku's real point, which is that everyone needs to go and hunt down all of the people who are related to Jeffrey Epstein. They show up in the files, take them out. That's Kwaku's saying right now. Right?
But I also
Well, Gwyneth is going to say something.
Oh, I was just going to say this idea of like standing for nothing and only standing against something. That's exactly what the ex-Mormons do, right? They stand for nothing.
The ex-Mormon anti-Mormons.
And sorry.
Yes.
The anti-Mormons stand against something. They don't stand for anything, right? And so they're trying to tear down your belief system and leave nothing in place. Just literally leave you completely empty with.
Actually, Gwyneth, I would totally agree with that. The ones who are like in the field of just anti-Mormonism that don't stand for anything good and new, but they only stand against what the church is teaching and practicing, right? I think you're totally right. And Cardin, like you're saying, it's not every ex-Mormon that's that way, but it's anti-Mormons who are making that their whole thing. I think honestly, they become very easily manipulated into having that standing against something twisted into standing against something else. I think it's easy for that to balloon into just switching your target, right, of what you're aimed at and what your anger is brought towards. When if we are standing for something, I think that brings us into a calmer place where we are able to focus and have a sense of peace that lets us find some guidance and then build something positive. Right.
That's the point. Like that guidance, right? Like the idea you need to have the idea, but idea is only half of it, and then it has to be all about action, right? Salvation is a lot about action and dare I say work, and
bummer.
That works with any sort of moral for society.
By the way, Kwaku,
so
you cut out there for a second on Zoom. Sorry, finish what you were saying.
Yeah, my thing just said low network bandwidth because I'm in the middle of a scary part of Logan, Utah.
But
Gwyneth,
is there a non-scary part of Logan, Utah?
By the temple, right?
Bro, that is the scariest temple I have ever seen.
Yeah.
The Logan Temple at night is creepy.
No, it's
kind of freaky. The black stone.
It is.
Where like they didn't finish stuccoing it or something. And
I've never actually seen this one.
I'm a fan.
The Logan Temple at night. It's like right on top of the hill, surrounded by all these dead trees in the winter, and it's like
it's like a haunted cathedral, but make it Mormon.
No. It's like Manti. It's
okay,
like
so
Manti.
look, here's the nicest. I'm showing you two pictures. There's the picture that's on Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saint temples, and then there's the picture that is on. Okay, so when it is taken during the daytime, the Logan Temple, I'm clicking on the media gallery, actually looks quite lovely. This is the most flattering picture I've ever seen in my life. Okay, in the brightest of brightest days, the Logan Temple actually looks kind of nice.
Looks like a British castle.
Yeah, looks like a Brit. But no, dude, now the audience can see the Logan, Utah Temple. That does look like the Addams family does baptisms for the dead.
Addams family does baptisms for the dead.
Let's just be honest.
Gosh.
The Addams family built
pretty
the Logan
spooky.
Temple.
It's unique.
It is unique.
It's one of my favorites. I did a video ranking of the first 100 Mormon temples, and this was like A tier for me.
It was A tier.
Yeah,
the Provo City Center is A tier. That one is scary.
I myself am a big fan of Uncle Fester. All right, I just don't feel comfortable. Getting
baptized in
doing
Uncle's
ceilings
house.
with him next to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying is like
doing ceilings with him.
But so I want to bring this point home that I was saying that an example of how we can go and do with this whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. You might be thinking, okay, I can't. None of us are going to be Tim. Well. Who we thought Tim Ballard was. Okay, none of us are going to be able to go rescue a bunch of, right? But what people who are going and trying to purchase people for sex, that means their brain is completely, they're in 100% lust brain, right? That's what's happened to them. They've been rewired. So what can we do? Well, one, the way we talk about the opposite gender. If we talk about the opposite gender in a way that is less visual and more about the mind and more about the heart, what that does is it changes the discourse on gender relations.
So rate them on a scale of 1 to 20 that includes looks and personality instead of a scale of 1 to 10. I'm just trying to understand what he's going for here, right?
Like,
is
was
it just
explaining
me?
this to us last night. We were hearing all about this last night.
Yeah, no, we were.
Oh, really?
No.
Any super chats?
Did you get the part of the talk where he says love is dead and women killed it? Did you get that part?
Oh, no. It was chivalry is dead and women killed it.
Yeah, I did get that part. I
haven't said that in years. We got to bring that back.
I feel like it was
That's
implied.
Dave Chappelle.
Well,
it is definitely implied, but that was Dave Chappelle. No, that is just like they say Beware of Pride is the book of Benson. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sorry, who wrote Beware of Pride? It was Spencer W. Kimball. It was Spencer W. Kimball, right? Or wait, who wrote?
I think it was Benson.
Oh, it was Benson. Okay, so they call it the Book of Benson, right? Chivalry is dead and women killed it. When Dave Chappelle converts and becomes inevitably an Area 70, we have to call it the Book of Chappelle. And it'll be just like the Book of Enos or the Book of Omni. Very small, very short. You know what I'm saying? Just one little line that says.
Wait, did you just quote the
"Chivalry
guy
is
who
dead."
did a stand-up special which he admitted he was at a Diddy party?
Did he really?
Yeah, he talked in his last special. He was like, "I went to a Diddy party."
Oh yes, that was funny.
There ain't no party like a Diddy party.
But anyway, so I don't quite know all the ways we can, but I think there are things we can actively do in the way we engage with other people to minimize these 7 ruling family type, and so part of that is we have a generation of men and women who are addicted to corn, right? In 2 ways. The one way is you have a bunch of people that watch it, but then also you have a bunch of people that supply it, right? It is what it is. It's like, okay, what do we do? Well, one, how do we get more women to do things like what Gwyneth and Sage are doing, right? How do we get more women to like, okay, we should be following women because they're funny, they're putting out their ideas, they're engaging in philosophy, not just like, okay, I'm gonna follow girls because they have their chi-chis out and they jump up and
Their
down.
chi-chis
Okay, well, you know what I mean? Like, well, no, that's the thing. Like, everyone knows if I want to get a bunch of followers, make money on TikTok fast,
Oh,
and do OF, I
100%.
can do that. So what do? We need to incentivize women. We need to say, look, we need to, as opposed to sending Andrew Tate to yell at those girls who are showing have their chi-chis out, we need to start giving money, funding people like Gwyneth and Sage, funding women to go out and create content where we can say, this is what women represent in the West, right?
So
there
putting them
are
on
things
your
we can
live
actively-
streams.
Exactly. Right?
If somebody
There are
would do
things
that,
we
that'd be
can do.
genius.
That's right.
That's my thought. Like we
Did you say
actively
name
can't
them or
teach.
have them on your live streams?
Oh, have them on our live streams.
So I'm a big
Yeah.
feminist. See,
Yeah,
look,
you are.
Cardin Ellis is a
Female
feminist. News
support.
drop 2026.
like I'm boxing out Julie Hanks for feminist of the year, dude. I'm getting that rebound. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the feminist rebound because I got chicks on my live stream. You know what I'm saying? On a scale of 1 to 20, I find you to be no.
I actually got scared there for a second. Like I got a little nervous.
I was like, oh no.
I was like, oh no,
I'm
no,
really
this is my
afraid-
time. This is my time.
Hey, do you think this is going to end poorly? Like in 10 years, like we're going to find out Cardin did some horrific crime in college, and there's going to be a documentary, and they're going to have a compilation.
Or
of
that I'm
every
just gay, and I was compensating for the gayness.
You know what?
We
know,
really
like-
established last night that Cardin is definitely not gay.
Cardin loves his wife very, very much.
They didn't walk in on anything. I promise. That sounded really bad, but that's funny. Brad's like ducking away. Quaker's like,
I'm just like, oh no, guys, my connection is not working.
so check this out. We got a couple of funny comments here really fast before we go. And we're already into overtime, guys. You got a 2-minute warning. If you have any super chats you want to give us, make sure you do them right now. As long as they are appropriate and germane to the conversation, we'll do our best to read them. But this is actually really funny. Here somebody says, Cardin getting that $7,000. No, I actually negotiated for $10,000 until I became so dutifully Zionist that I gave it back. I actually paid them $7,000, my friend. So no, of course not. That's stupid. But somebody says, does he wear a kippah when he kisses the wall? No, actually, I tried to make out with the wall, but then I asked my bishop, how far can I go with the wall before it's a sin? And he said, you're asking the wrong questions. No, these people are idiots in the comments, so I'm just responding to them. Credit to G-Wowls. G-Wowls from quadruple digit says, good point, G-Wowls. So good job. And then also, good point, Kwaku, and good point, Brad. So everybody here got good points from the chat. Thank you guys
Except for Sage.
members. And
Sage, get one in.
Drop
Yeah.
a W in
no,
the
it's
chat
okay. I
for
know they love me.
Sage.
It's fine.
And then apparently the Arca study says, Cardin, come to Logan, Utah. We have cows. And she promises that the local lore around the Logan temple is fire, is, good stuff. I'm curious what it is. Are there like 3 Nephite lores? Or like what local lore it is? You rated the temple as a top 10.
Sorry, which temple are you referring
Logan
to?
Temple,
Logan?
the Addams
Yeah,
family temple.
I enjoyed the Logan Temple.
Do you know what local lore she's talking about in the local
No,
temple?
I don't know.
Okay,
that.
cool. So
I saw someone else mentioning that someone said Satan had visited that temple. So
What?
I don't know. Yeah, so maybe that is involved in the local lore.
I am so happy. And then Trafalgar says, end period cramps. And I think
Period cramps. It's not just a movement. It's a lifestyle. Hashtag Brandon DeLuna. Hashtag free Brandon.
Trafalgar
Free
also
Brandon.
says you're cool.
Yeah, no,
Sage.
we're saying. Oh, thank you.
Okay, that's awesome.
Good point about the Titanic, Sage. someone
Guys,
said.
stop glazing me. I'm blushing.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so Kwaku, anything before we go here that we missed? Anything that we missed?
Well, we missed about 6 million documents, but
Yeah, there's so much, dude.
But you know, it's going to take us forever to figure out what is what, and let's be honest, by the time we do figure it out, most of the key players are going to be dead because they're old, right? So a lot of these people will not face justice in this life, but yeah,
they
we
will
have
in the next.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So we have to figure out, well, just what we do, right? And just as people, like, what can we do as influencers? What can Ward Radio do to work against the kind of ideology and culture that people like Jeffrey Epstein and these guys want us to have? And I think it honestly just comes down to the Beatitudes, right? It comes down to the message in the Gospels and the Sermon on the Mount and the Sermon at the Temple. It comes down to love God, love your neighbor, dignity, honor, and respect for your fellow man. And if you start with those, everything works out.
Yeah. And, you know, I have to say, in Ward Radio's defense, we do a lot of joking hard, and there's all kinds of stereotypes and memes that we lead into that maybe we don't actually believe and whatnot. But I will say, in Ward Radio's defense, one thing I think that we have done well is establish community.
Oh,
like our
100%.
Discord is fire, our
100%.
audience is very dedicated, and people consistently say that can't really get from maybe their church because they're geographically isolated, or maybe their local congregation is small, or maybe they're just somehow otherwise disaffected or whatever, that we've done a good job of creating community with like-minded, attempting to be righteous people, and that there is a strength that comes from that. People have an electricity, a vibration, and the more that you get good people in a city, in a room, in a community, in a congregation together, the easier it is to be righteous and good with them. And so I think that's something, I think we're at Ward Radio trying to do our best in our efforts to delight in truth and denounce deception. We have fun, and oftentimes fun leads to a community of righteous people. So
100%.
Zion is emergent, as Jacob Hansen says. And I think that's very true. Brad, you got to say something and then publicize the Discord before we go.
Yeah. The Discord is awesome. Lots of good community building there. One other thing that I think I want to point out here is I think the gospel teaches you to be the kind of person who is immune to this type of predatory stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is, if
100%.
how many of these people, if they were living the gospel, would have ended up on Epstein's Island? I'm going to guess very few, right? Like it's much more difficult to entrap somebody. Go ahead,
Unless
Quaker.
Thomas S. Monson was there, then this whole point has now just been made.
Well, I mean, he said he meant
How
with,
many times
But then
is
he
the-
wasn't living the gospel. At that point, he wasn't living the gospel. He was preaching it, but he wasn't living it. And there's a difference between saying that you're a member of the church and actually being a member of the church. You can claim a title. I could say I'm whatever I want. I think we were talking about this last night, but you can say you are whatever you want. It doesn't mean that you are.
Oh, word.
Yes.
Preach, sister.
And let me be clear. I don't think Monson was there. I just want to make it clear.
yeah, because even that email that we have that mentions meeting with a Mormon leader sounds like it happened in Utah,
Yeah.
right? So it's not like some Mormon leadership was brought out to the island from at least the stuff that we're seeing now. And there is, like Kwaku said, so much. And it's so difficult to sift through what of this is real and what of it is not. It is nuts. So
Did
I
they
think,
have
yeah.
like a ward or a branch on the island, do you think? Maybe a group? Any members down
Definitely
there?
Look at Quaker's eyes.
Yeah. Imagine getting sustained to be the bishop of the Epstein First Ward.
The Epstein
Oh
first
my
ward.
God.
Do you think there was a second, or was it just the Epstein ward? If
The
there
primary
Epstein
was
first ward, that
huge.
alludes to a second ward.
What stake are you in?
How many Epstein wards do you think there were?
State conference
Hey,
has got to be on the
primary was
mainland.
I have a good super chat. Oh, sorry, Kwaku, go.
Oh,
Or
Dark
you just said
humor.
Primary was huge.
Oh,
Ellis, that's crazy.
You guys are the ones that made
No,
that.
that's fair.
You
That is
guys
really
are the ones that
funny.
made the joke about the ward being on the island.
That is
Was
tragically funny.
Epstein the bishop?
see, you want a yes and to a
You-
certain degree.
Plot twist, he was the head of the Mormon
was.
church.
You just-
Yeah, I'm starting to think Jeffrey
this
Epstein
the line?
met with you, Carden.
Was that the line? Did we just dive
I think
over
we
the line?
crossed the line. Yeah. By the way, we conveniently we have another super chat from MotoX Kid.
Okay, hit it. And then we got to go. And there's going to be an after party. Actually, I'm going to hang out in the after party on the Discord. If you guys have time, we invite you to hang out as well. We hang out for like 5 minutes afterwards on the Discord. So I'll do that today. If you guys got time to join us, I'd appreciate that. That's awesome. If not, I'll be there with G Wowls and with Sage. So keep going, Brad.
Okay, so MotoX Kid has an interesting thing to bring up here. He says, Western Christianity trained us to think that salvation equals believing in the right idea. Paul's pistis is covenantal allegiance, faith lived, not just thought. Belief and discipleship aren't divorced.
Oh, bro, you know who totally came out with something huge? Kwaku and Brad, that we're going to have to do a reaction to. I haven't sent you the clips, though, but I recorded Bryson Gray. I super chatted him a couple of invitations on the show. I've actually DM'd with him on Twitter before. You know Bryson Gray, the rapper? You familiar with Bryson Gray? He's a Christian rapper.
I think I've seen him
Okay,
post
cool.
before, yeah.
So anyway, he came out and said something hardcore anti-sola fide that was frankly refreshing. He literally said, I'm sorry, a lot of people don't like hearing this, but when you read the Bible, it's not your faith that gets you into heaven. It's your actions in the name of God and how like the Lord changes your action. He says it's, you're saved by grace, but it's manifest through works. Like you don't have and he literally just says like your behavior, your changed behavior because of your Christianity, that's what you're going to be measured by. It's none of this like, oh, I just believe stuff. Like I am not doing what he said justice because I'm trying to recall a week-old live stream now, but he came out and he said something so powerfully like it was people are starting to figure this out, but whether it's the archaeological understanding of the meaning of pistis and the John, whether it's finally reading correctly the book of James, people are starting to figure out that, man, we've drank a lot of hippie evangelical Kool-Aid here for a while, and sola fide isn't exactly as settled science as we think it is. So yeah, like that was really impressive to watch, and we're gonna have to do a reaction to that. So any last super chats before we jam? Anybody else want to say anything before we get out of here? None, no takers.
Yeah, I really like what MotoX Kid brought up, dude. Like, yeah, we got to live our religion. That is a key. It doesn't matter if we have all the right ideas, but we don't live them, right?
Yeah.
We've got to make sure that we're changing our hearts. We're actively repenting every day, exercising our agency to take advantage of the gift of repentance that God has given us, and to try to be better and to never make that joke again, Carden. And then,
which one? Rating them on a scale of 1 to 20? Or which
I
one?
think
Which one?
I'll leave that to you to
I feel like if
decide.
you have to ask the question which
Just-
one,
That's
something
crazy.
is
Just
wrong.
oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause
But
I
yeah,
was just
no.
thinking,
I think
the 7 Jewish
it-
families in Twilight?
Yeah, no, it was that one.
what
That's
we-
the one that we're talking about. That's the one.
That's
yeah.
the one we're talking about. Okay, cool.
that one.
Yeah, I was just making sure.
But for real, I do think that if we, as a people, make a more concerted effort to find a way to not only live the gospel more clearly in our own lives, but to help the others around us and live our religion in a way that we really are loving our neighbor. That's the kind of stuff that I think gets us the Enoch outcome, right? That's what we've got to do.
Word. I'm feeling you. So thank you very much for hanging out with us today, guys. If you want to support the channel, please consider purchasing a shirt in the Ward Radio Wigwam or one of our popular War in Heaven veteran hats. They're all available at wardradio.com. If you're a person of means, you want to support the channel, please consider a generous contribution through Zelle or through Venmo. We're available on both those platforms. Also, one last shout out to Miguel Garibay, who actually hooked us up with the Gigastone SD card used in our Osmo Pocket 3s. If you guys want to help support the channel and you want to purchase an actual physical good, we've got an Amazon wish list that is available publicly in the links below as well. And join us in the Discord for a small after party after this live stream comes to an end. Before we go any further, I guess I do have to help you out because you said it would help me be feminist to publicize the female channels. So now I have to do it, despite you're it's like pulling teeth. But where can people find you, Gwyneth and Sage?
Instagram. I'm only on Instagram. Technically, I do have a YouTube and a Twitter, but I just don't use those because I'm an Instagram only girl. I just wanted to claim Return with Sage. But yeah, it is Return with Sage on Instagram. Anything means the world to me.
Okay, rock on.
And then I'm on every platform. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, wherever you want to find me. But I'm definitely the most active on Instagram, but we're going to start getting out some more long-form YouTube videos. But you can definitely go check out what I have posted now. So, yeah, I'll put my channel in the chat again. Thank you so much for having me, Cardinellis. Thank you for supporting women on this live stream today by featuring me and Sage. This has been awesome.
All right. Wait, is it left hand or right hand? Which one's respectful again?
It's
military's right hand.
Which one's feminist, though? That's what matters.
See, you got me there. You got me there. Awesome. And Brad, where can people find you? Brad and Kwaku.
You can follow me at Bradarico on social media. That's the core of what I want to mention on this particular live stream.
You can type in Kwaku on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. There I am.
Yeah, Kwaku. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been real and it's been fun, and it has been real fun for this and more. Please make sure you guys check us out at wardradio.com.
I built a rocket in my basement.